Hey everybody, what's going on? Eric here. And this video is going to be in correspondence with Ed Dana's video on relicking guitars. So I'll be interested to hear what your opinions are about this and, leave your comments at the bottom. Hey everybody, hope everyone's doing well. Well, you know the story with this, relicking guitars. Well, a lot of people have different mixed emotions, different opinions about it, and I'm kind of interested in what you would think as well. Same thing like with Ed Dana, how his thoughts are, Adam, how his thoughts were about a relic guitar, which is all cool. Everybody has their own opinion about it. This is going to be mine, and feel free to leave your opinion at the bottom if you want. Now, the first guitar that I've seen that was a relic, basically factory relic guitar, was the Buddy Holly 1955, I believe, Stratocaster, and this is what it looks like. Now, we got into a long time ago just talking about guitars one time, and I started looking up different guitars and the relicking part of it, different ways of relicking a guitar, what some people do to a guitar to relic them. And I came across the Buddy Holly guitar, photos of it, and this was something that Fender was selling. You could buy this guitar as a signature guitar for Buddy Holly, basically a duplicate that they did of his 1955 Strat. Excuse me. Which I thought was pretty cool, but the problem with this is the price tag on that guitar was, can't remember the exact amount, but for used right now, if you were to try to buy one, you can pay anywhere between $8,000 to $2,500 for the Buddy Holly signature, 1955 Strat. Now, it's relic pretty good. I have seen photos of the actual guitar and the relic version that Fender came out with. They did a good job. I mean, it's pretty much matched up ding for ding and scratch for chip and everything else. It looks pretty good. But that would be more of a collector's guitar, not something that you would gig with. That would be something you'd put in a glass case with all the paperwork, the photo of Buddy, and, set it on display. Now, another one, which this one you can kind of get, and I'm sure the Buddy Holly one you can get from AliExpress as well, but the SVR, or SRV, sorry, Stevie Ray Vaughan's signature, was it the #1 guitar that he used to use? Now, if you look up that guitar, and here's a picture of it, by the way. If you look up that guitar, there are a lot of different relics of that, and each one of them looks pretty much different, okay? So there's not really one that is the actual, but some of these guys, like AliExpress, there is a company in China that will relic a Strat, not saying it's a Fender, but they'll relic a Strat, to make it look like the exact duplicate. Now, the only problem from some of the videos that I've seen of this guitar is that its body is relic, the neck is relic, but the hardware is not. So it looks like, brand new hardware on an old guitar. The Buddy Holly guitar, they relic the hardware as well. And again, they made it look authentic compared to what, the Chinese would do. Now, I've also seen how some of these guys do this as far as, not being a factory or a custom shop or anything else, and what they do as far as relicking guitar. And these are some photos of what some guys would do. Now, I don't consider wasting a can of soda on and pouring it onto the finish of a guitar to try to get a relic look to it. I also can't see taking any guitar and taking a knife to it to scratch up the finish, or a Dremel to a neck to make it have that worn out. Those are war wounds that are basically earned. This is how I feel about my own opinion about relicking guitars. Now, it's cool if you're a collector and you kind of want to go for the signature models, but if Relic guitar, those scratches, dings, chips, whatever, are all earned. They all have a story to tell behind it. Uh, just taking a knife and scratching up a guitar. Put it to you this way, okay? So you walked into a club or bar or whatever, and you open up your case and you pull out a telly that looks like it's from the '60s, okay? And come to find out that it's actually a few years old, and person comes up to you and says, wow, that guitar looks like it's been around. What kind of story does it have to tell? I took a piece of sandpaper and a razor blade to it. What kind of a story is that? That's really not interesting unless you're going to make it up as you go along. But anyways, all these guitars have a story to tell. They've been around, even though they're chipped up, they're banged up and stuff like that. Like I said, they all have a story to tell. Taking a razor blade and sandpaper to it isn't very interesting of a story. So, this is how I feel about the Relic. Feel free to kind of leave your own opinion or whatever at the bottom about a Relic guitar. Do you like them? Not like them?